Our region's business is sponsored by PNC for the achiever in you. And by Burns & Scallow Roofing and Real Estate, dedicated to improving the profitability and sustainability of our clients. Visit our website to learn about the power of two. Our region's business. Innovation, transformation, momentum. Improving our communities and driving technologies that will shape our region for generations. The collaboration that brings vitality, prosperity, and life to living. Stay with us for the coming half hour as we examine in depth our region's business. Now, here's your host, Bill Flanagan.
Today on Our Region's Business, the nuclear renaissance, post-Fukushima and with natural gas at just a few bucks an MCF. But first, the Pittsburgh Marathon celebrates a sellout and prepares for heightened security post-Boston. One of the two young men believed to have set off bombs during the Boston Marathon is dead, the other in custody. But the Pittsburgh Marathon is taking no chances as runners from around the world converge on our region on May 5th, the Cinco de Mayo event that's taking on a decidedly Latin American tone as well. Patrice Matamoros is race director of the Pittsburgh Marathon, and Dee Stathis is director of logistics and operations. And welcome. Good to see both of you.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a busy week for you no matter what, but the last 2 weeks must have been just totally crazy given the awful events in Boston.
Yeah, it really has been crazy, and we've really looked at what we do as a result of it and have made some adjustments.
Is it a significant additional set of activity that's going to be going on way to make sure everybody's safe?
There are some changes, but really, as far as significant things that will be major game changes, no, not at all.
So for spectators or participants, that shouldn't feel that much different than in past years?
It shouldn't. It'll just be a little more regimented in terms of runner areas and runner perimeters at the start line corrals, for instance. We're only allowing runners this year. So that's really, in any way, it's a better system, we think, in terms of security and also just in terms of crowds and letting runners really focus and not to be struggling in through crowds of people, of spectators and runners now.
Yeah, I wonder, have you heard from every marathon in America or around the world about this? Has the sort of the marathon industry rallied around Pittsburgh?
We have great relationships with a lot of the major marathons, with New York, Chicago, Houston, some of the big ones. So when it happened, we were all pretty much on the phone with each other immediately. We have a lot of friends in Boston as well, and some teams and vendors that come from Boston. The radio company that we use is also the company that was used in Boston, and I know they've had a great relationship with the Boston Marathon and really was their major source of communication that day. And we also have some folks that work for the Boston Marathon that come down and are still planning on coming to support our race, so we're very honored and humbled by them coming.
Wow, is that great? And are you finding other marathons from across the country are showing up as well to kind of see how you're doing, also to help?
Yeah, we've had several calls that we're coordinating right now with other marathons that are around our same timeline in terms of what are you doing to up security? Are you doing things that we're doing? And we're kind of comparing notes. But we've had other marathons reaching out, like Twin Cities had offered to come down and help. We have the Houston Marathon that's coming, and New York Marathon reached out yesterday and said, hey, just let us know whatever you need. So it's really nice and it's reassuring to have that kind of support for your event.
And based on, I know, the news conference last week, it sounded like you have a pretty good working relationship now with the city and the public safety officials in trying to make sure this all works smoothly and isn't too burdensome on you all, right?
Yeah, we've had that relationship. I mean, we work with them year round, and being that this is our 5th year, we've gotten to know each other pretty well over the years. So it's been a fantastic relationship, and we feel really great about how we're putting things together for race weekend. And a lot of it is really just enhancing what we've already put together with them. So we feel very good about it.
Very good. You talk about you being your 5th year. This event has really grown quite a bit since you all restarted it 5 years ago.
Yes, it has. It's actually gone from 10,500 to 30,000 this year in 5 years. So that's a record for us, and it's phenomenal in terms of growth. Sponsor retention is a huge thing for us, as well as runner retention and looking at new runners coming in too.
And so you even cap it, right? 30,000 is the number, right?
Yeah,
so it's a sellout. Right?
It is. It's a sellout. It's a record sellout, and I would have thought that everybody would have gotten in at 30,000. And we still have daily calls with people trying to get in, and people selling and swapping bibs online. So it's pretty amazing. Our registration represents 50 states, as well as 16 different countries.
Is that terrific? And you know, and there is the big race, of course, but there's this whole series of events that go on during the weekend related to this, right?
We do. We have a kids marathon on Saturday and a 5K on Saturday as well. So, yeah, it's a really great family weekend in Pittsburgh.
And obviously no limit on spectators, even if you cap the number of actual contestants in the race. So you expect a lot of activity throughout the neighborhoods in the city related to the marathon?
We do. We'll have 9 different neighborhood festivals. We have a lot of different things going on in each festival. A couple of the neighborhoods, Homewood and the West End this year, will be handing out sombreros, tambourines, and maracas on the course. So to spectators who are watching runners run by. South Side is getting really active, and then of course we've got Bloomfield and all of the other neighborhoods that activate. And North Side, it's great.
That's very cool. You mentioned the sombrero, so that is the Cinco de Mayo connection, right? It's sort of take an opportunistic opportunity here, I guess, right?
Well, it is actually, and what we decided last year is let's just make it a huge party in Pittsburgh. Let's just show a different side of Pittsburgh. For everybody coming to Pittsburgh to visit for the first time, it's a great way to showcase the city because there's a homestand baseball game with the Nationals that weekend. We're going to do a world record
Macarena.
Thank you. A Macarena dance at the start line. So we'll have 27,000 people doing a dance at the start line. We're giving margarita glasses for runners who have run 5 years with us now. So we have a lot of fun celebrations.
Well, very cool. And for a region that's really trying to do its best to throw out the welcome mat to a more diverse group of folks and encourage them to consider coming to our region, it's nice the marathon was able to partner in some way to help do that.
Yeah, it's been fantastic for us, and we really are excited about being part of the region, part of the city, and impacting that with our economic impact as well.
Well, congratulations to both of you. I know it's a tremendous amount of work, especially right now, so appreciate your coming by and spending a few minutes with us.
Well,
Good luck
thank
with
you.
it all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next up, you can be sure Westinghouse isn't ready to give up on commercial nuclear energy despite the low price of natural gas and safety concerns post-Fukushima. Danny Roderick, President and CEO, will be here to talk about it. Stay with us.